There is a can of Coca-Cola sitting on my workbench right now, not to drink. Next to it, there is an empty 2-liter bottle, a pair of scissors, and a jug of plain white vinegar. And by supper time, that little pile is going to be the deadliest wasp trap money can buy, except money never really has to buy it. Out in Amish country, you will see one of these hanging on a fence post at just about every produce stand, doing quiet work all season long. No spray, no exterminator visit, no $9 can of foam from the hardware store. Just a sweet drink and a cut bottle, pulling in Yellowjackets from as far as half a mile out and making sure not one of them ever flies home. I have run these traps on my own quarter acre for years now, and my grandkids eat watermelon on the back porch in August without a single Yellowjacket landing on the plate. But stay with me all the way to the end, because this whole trick lives or dies on one cheap kitchen ingredient, and that ingredient is the difference between clearing out the Yellowjackets and wiping out every honeybee in your neighborhood. Nobody ever mentions it, and I am going to tell you exactly why it works. I'm Garry Strickland. I'm 63 years old. I spent my working life as a carpenter, and for better than 30 years, I've kept the same quarter acre in the same Midwest neighborhood. Most of what I know came from my old neighbor Earl, a World War II veteran who had the thickest lawn on the street and nothing in his shed but a rotary mower and a coffee can of grass seed, and from the old groundskeepers around town who were kind enough to answer my questions. Now pull up a chair and let me tell you something about late August. That is the month the Yellowjackets stop being a nuisance and start running your backyard. You cannot pour a glass of lemonade on the patio. You cannot grill a hamburger in peace. And the worst part is where they live, because Yellowjackets do not build those gray paper balls up in the trees the way most folks picture. They nest in the ground, right in your lawn, usually in an old chipmunk hole or a soft spot along a fence line. Plenty of good people find that nest the hard way with a mower on a Saturday. By Labor Day, one of those ground nests can hold well over 1,000 workers. That is 1,000 with 3 zeros, under a hole the size of a quarter. So you drive to the store and pay $9 for a can of foam, and that foam works fine on the one nest you can actually find. It does nothing for the nests you cannot find in your neighbor's ditch, under the shed, 2 doors down, out past the back fence. And those wasps travel. The old fellas always said a Yellowjacket will range half a mile from home to find a meal, and that is why they find your porch no matter what you spray. The cemetery groundskeeper in our town showed me the answer years ago, the same bottle trap the Amish farmers have hung by their fruit stands for generations. Keep that kitchen ingredient in the back of your mind while we build it, because the why behind it is coming, and I promise it is not what you think. Now, before I take you out to the workbench, everything I am showing you today is written out plain in a little book I put together called The Old Ways: 50 Forgotten Lawn Secrets from America's Greatest Groundskeepers. It is 104 pages of the small, cheap, patient tricks men like Earl and the old groundskeepers taught me over 30 years, written down before those fellas are all gone. Soil secrets, watering and mowing the way the groundskeepers did, the pantry tricks that cost pennies, and a whole section called When Things Go Wrong, which is exactly where this wasp trap has its own place. The book is $17 right now, marked down from $47. One can of wasp foam is $9 and treats one hole. $17 one time, and you keep every fix in the book for good. That is the kind of math the catalog stopped doing for you. Now, go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up. Give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. All right, my friend, before we cut that bottle, You need to know two small things about how a yellow jacket lives, because the trap uses both of them against her. First thing, every one of those 1,000 wasp ground nests started in April as one single queen, all alone, crawling out of the leaf litter, looking for her first sip of sugar. There is no nest yet. There is no army yet. There is just her. Second thing, a yellow jacket colony changes its diet as the summer goes on. In June and July, the workers are out hunting grubs and caterpillars in the lawn, protein for the young ones back home. Come August, the nest stops raising young, and every worker out there starts craving one thing only, and that thing is sugar. Sweet drinks, ripe fruit, your lemonade. The old groundskeeper put it to me plain out at the cemetery one afternoon. He said, "You do not fight a wasp in August, you feed him and you pick the menu." Pay attention to this next part, because it explains everything about why a 50-cent trap can outfight a shelf full of spray. Here is the build, step by step, and there is no rush at all. Take a clean, empty 2-liter soda bottle. Peel the label off so you can see inside it. With your scissors, cut the top third of the bottle off, right below the shoulder where it stops curving. Take the cap off that top piece and throw the cap away. Now, turn that top piece upside down, set it down inside the bottom piece, so the neck points down like a funnel. That is the whole trap. 2 pieces, 1 bottle. Now the bait. Pour in about 1 cup of regular Coca-Cola. That is 1 cup, about half a can, and it must be the regular kind, not diet, because the sugar is doing the work and diet soda has none. Next, add 1 tablespoon of plain white vinegar. 1 tablespoon, no more. Remember that vinegar because it is the ingredient this whole video hangs on, and we are almost there. Last, add 2 or 3 drops of dish soap, any brand off your sink. Do not stir it up into suds. Just let the drops sit. If you want to be tidy, run a strip of tape around the seam where the 2 pieces meet and poke 2 small holes near the top rim so you can tie on a loop of string for hanging. So let me gather that back up for you. Cut the bottle, flip the top into the bottom, 1 cup of regular Coca-Cola, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, 2 or 3 drops of dish soap. The bottle came out of your recycling bin. The soda costs about 50 cents worth, and the vinegar and soap cost pennies. Call the whole trap under $1. Now, where it goes matters just as much as what goes in it, and this is where folks make their one big mistake. The trap works by drawing wasps toward it. So you never hang it on the porch where you sit. You hang it at least 20 feet away from your patio, your sandbox, your grill. 20 feet minimum, and 30 is better. Pick a sunny spot because warm soda throws its smell a long way. Hang it from a fence post or a low tree branch about 4 feet off the ground, or just set it on a fence rail if hanging is a bother. For a 1/4 acre like mine, 2 or 3 traps around the edges of the property is plenty. And now the timing, because there are 2 windows every year, and they do 2 very different jobs. The first window is spring, right when the daytime temperatures first hold in the 60s. That is when those lone queens come out hungry before there is any nest at all. Every single queen that drowns in your trap in April is an entire nest that never gets built. 1 queen in the spring is 1,000 wasps you never meet in August. I want you to hear that twice. 1 queen now, 1,000 wasps later. The second window is August and September, when the workers make their sugar switch and your trap becomes the easiest meal inside that half-mile circle. Tend the trap once a week. Go out in the early morning when the air is cool and any wasp still alive is slow. Dump it out well away from the house, rinse it, and refill with the same 3 things. 1 cup of soda, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, a couple drops of soap. I promised you honesty, so let me tell you plainly what this trap will not do. If you have wasps going in and out of a crack in your house siding, that nest is inside the wall, and that is a job for a professional, not a bottle and not a can of foam either. And whatever you do, never plug the hole of a ground nest thinking you have trapped them in there. Those wasps will dig, and they will find another way out, and you do not want to learn where that other way leads. If anyone in your family has a serious sting allergy, keep them clear of the traps and the nests both, and let somebody else tend to it. What this trap does is quieter and, over a season, bigger. It thins the foragers off your yard week after week, and in the spring it takes out the queens before their armies exist. That is the old-timer way of it. Restraint and patience beat brute force, and you treat the problem instead of carpet bombing the whole yard. Which brings us, at last, to the part I promised you at the start. Why the vinegar? Because two very different insects love sugar, and only one of them is your enemy. A honeybee finds her food by flower smell, fresh and clean and blooming. When she catches a sweet smell with a sour fermented edge on it, her instincts read it as spoiled, like nectar gone bad, and she passes it right by. A yellowjacket reads that exact same smell the opposite way. Yellowjackets are scavengers. They spend September crawling over dropped apples and pears, rotting in the sun. To a yellowjacket, sweet and sour is not spoiled. Sweet and sour is supper, so that 1 tablespoon of vinegar stands at the door of your trap like an usher, waving the yellowjackets in and turning the honeybees away. And the honeybees are the ones pollinating your garden and your neighbor's orchard. That is why nobody who skips the vinegar should ever hang one of these. Then the other 2 parts finish the job. The dish soap breaks the surface tension of the liquid, which is the invisible skin on top that would normally let a wasp float and climb back out. With soap in the mix, the moment she touches down, she goes under. And the funnel seals it because a wasp trying to escape flies up and toward the light along the walls. And she will circle that bottle for hours without ever finding the one small hole in the middle that she came through. Sugar brings them in, vinegar picks the guest list, soap and the funnel close the door. The old fellas knew things the bottle can't sell you, and that right there is exactly the kind of thing the old groundskeepers taught me. The book has 49 more just like it, laid out just as plain from the soil up. $17 down from $47, and that is less than 2 of those foam cans that only work when you can find the hole. The price sits there for now, but I would not wait on it, and honestly, wasp season will not wait on you either. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up. Give it a tap and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. So there it is, neighbor. 1 bottle, 1 cup of regular Coca-Cola, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, a couple drops of soap hung 20 feet from where you sit, and the yellowjackets for half a mile around come to you instead of your grandkids' watermelon. If you build one of these over the weekend, come back and tell me how it went. I read every single one. Next time, I'm going to show you the 90-cent pantry powder the old groundskeepers put down for grubs. The same grubs those yellowjackets hunt in your lawn every July, and why the week you apply it matters more than the powder itself. Keep that lawn thick and green, my friend, and I'll see you over the fence.